As Britain's occupation of Iraq ended, a state came into fruition, and with it an army was founded in the year 1921. But the image of that military body is virtually unrecognisable nearly a century on. Historically celebrated for its ferocity in shielding nation and regime from harm, the army is more famous today for its systemic failings. The security institution always occupied an important role in state politics, famously engineering a series of military coups from the 1936 military takeover of Bakr Siddiq through to the Ba'athist seizure of power in 1963, also dubbed the Ramadan Revolution. General Abdussalam Arif, its leader, founded the Republican Guard, an elite unit that existed alongside and above popular armed forces as the backbone of the ruling establishment of the time. Under Iraq's fifth president, Saddam Hussein, the Guard became an indispensable force whose capabilities were tested like never before during the drawn-out Iran-Iraq War. The initial phase exposed military weaknesses across both sides of the border and prompted Iraq's drive towards military professionalism in a bid to maximize their fighting strength. A reshuffling of the most experienced officers from the army into the Guard and greater training paved the road towards success. The reorganization saw the Guard launch 5 military offensives in 1988 that eventually forced Iran to accept the UN ceasefire, which officially ended the war. While it survived 8 years of combat, Iraq's fortunes took a turn for the worse during the 1991 Gulf War. Cracks in its military machine began to surface after Saddam ordered the invasion of Kuwait. Neither modern arms or newly gained military experiences helped Iraq to fend off American airstrikes. The image of a victorious army had been shattered and caused loyalties and identities to splinter. The downward spiral continued well into the millennium, reaching a climax in 2003, the year the army was dissolved by occupational forces led by Paul Bremer. While the war ended, Iraq today is haunted by another occupation from neighbouring Iran, unnoticed by many, but mostly reflected by the country's post-2003 security apparatus. Iraq security forces are heavily reliant on predominantly Shia militias, protecting the interests of not only Baghdad, but also Tehran. Iranians are not only acting as advisors, but also have boots on the ground, aligned to Iraq's popular crowd, an institution many argue has come to replace the army. Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, the figurehead of the organization, works hand in hand with Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, a rising star whose influence spills across both nations and Syria. For many Iraqis, his presence symbolises Iranian interventionism, which spiritual leader Ayatollah Sistani has previously questioned. Meanwhile, Baghdad downplays Tehran's involvement in its domestic affairs and its ability to engineer political change. This video shows Iraq's celebrity militia commander, the Angel of Death, alongside an Iranian fighter. The Iraqi Rambo, as many describe him, is unusually quiet as his counterpart delivers a message of reassurance to the people of Iran from Iraq. Enough evidence of Iran's growing power over its neighbour exists, but attracts little more than a muted response. The collapse of the Iraqi army in 2014 after Islamic State terrorists advanced into Mosul tipped the balance of power in favour of these powerful militias. And as Iraq celebrates National Army Day, bittersweet memories loom large as society looks back at an army that was once widely regarded as a symbol of national pride.